Very cool.
All right, guys. My name is Lorenzo. I'm here representing Mastermind North America, checking out the homie Rodney's shop, see what he's got going on. We're going to check out his four-door 34, so follow along.
Okay.
So check it out. He's got a bunch of like cool memorabilia in here, and there's a little waiting in the lobby area. Some dope stuff on the wall. Mr. 90s Forever himself. You guys will meet him shortly. But yeah, check it out. Dope trophy in the corner. Super Street featured up on the wall. What's up, fool? What are you doing?
Oh, what the I thought you were my DoorDash.
Mr. Strong, zero drinking, XT7 rocking, 90s Forever living. Rodney, the homie.
Damn, that was a sick ass plug, bro.
Yeah.
What's up?
What's up? Wanna help you?
Son of a...
Oh my god.
What's going on? How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. So, just trying to showcase the car. So, reached out to you. Thankfully, you cleared your schedule for us for a couple hours, and we knocked something out. So,
All right, the show. Yeah, that's not bad.
One inch.
All professional.
You were at Tribe, right? That's unprofessional but professional. What we're doing, I guess, first things first. You want to introduce yourself, or you want to who you are, what you do?
Damn, dude. Can you cut that real quick? What's going on? I'm Rodney. And you guys are actually in my shop, Evo Studios and 90s Forever. You guys are here for the R34, right?
Yeah, it's been a minute. We haven't seen it in a while. So
Yeah.
got like a free, got an update, I could tell. So for the people that don't know, what is it? Why'd you get it? And what does it have?
All right. I've always wanted an R chassis ever since, I don't know, like, you know, Gran Turismo days when you get to drive Nomuken's Blitz R34.
Yeah.
That was always like the highlight. Like, I always had to get that car. I didn't know how to tune it back then, but now that I've actually been doing it for a while, it's like I kind of use the same platform from like past cars to apply it into the current car.
Okay.
So it's a 98 Nissan, I was gonna say 240. Nissan Skyline
It's a 4
GT.
240.
So base model, automatic, it had no turbo, RB 20, and full intention of this car was to just drift it. And so with that, I just decided like I wanted originally it was 401J swap out of the Cressida, but I ended up selling that car. And then I picked up the homie's 240 that had the fully built KA.
KA!
Woo! But I was gonna leave the KA in like the 240, and then I had the SR just chilling under like, you know, like a rack like that.
You want to pan to that beautiful rack over there? Beautiful storage?
Just beautiful motor storage that just gets compiled with a bunch of tools, you know. But I had an SR, and then I don't know, this car was next to the 240, and I was like, dude, you know what'd be sick? And the homies were like, yeah, let's just put an SR in it. And I'm like, nah, dude, let's put a KA.
Dude, when you did that, the internet lost their mind.
I lost my mind, but then like I was like, you know what, it'll work. I feel like it'll work. And the homie Adam was like, yeah, let's try it. So we noticed that the subframe, the lower subframe on the front, had a notch, so it was mounted for RB. And I was like, dude, that looks like an S14, just like positioned forward. Let's see if a S14 subframe works on the R chassis. And sure enough, we dropped it. And then we like mounted it up, and it mounted perfectly fine. Sick. And so we're like, let's just put the KA in it. So Adam, dude, I feel bad for this guy. He's done a lot of work for me, and I feel like he's just losing his mind every time I request certain things.
Was it to put that subframe in there?
No, so because originally we were already gonna swap the motor, right? And then so he dropped it and he puts it up. He's like, hey, it works. And we were like, yo, this is sick. Let's take the KA out the 240 and put it in the Skyline.
Got it.
And then when he mounted it up, he sent me photos, and I was like, yo, that's sick, dude. Like,
all right.
I can't wait to drive this. The KA is, back then, think it was making like 600 horsepower. It was an old '09 to 2010 like FD motor.
Oh, okay.
That Henry Shelley used for Federal Tire in the white S13.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So this
okay.
was one of the 3
like backups?
blueprint motors
Okay.
that he did for KAT. And
Oh,
it's
okay.
Still, I haven't
Still-
done a refresh because God forbid, I mean, like, if, knock on wood, if something happens, like, I think it's my fault. But, but yeah, detuned. Now it makes 369 horsepower with 369 torque, and it looks like a NA car on graph, which is dope. I love it. It's
Yeah.
bogies.
Yeah, things looks good. Sounds good.
It's a lot different from when last time you shot it.
Yeah, last time we shot it was blue with the white XT7s.
I still have it. It's over there.
Yeah,
but,
this
like,
guy has more XT7s.
changed the wings.
Yeah.
That's about it. It's just fresh silver because Bridget told me to go silver, and I was like, silver's not a
Dude,
bad
silver
color.
looks good. Especially like, it gives like Z-Tune, right? With like the kit and everything.
That's what I would originally wanted. I can't afford a real GTR, but a Skyline was still a favorite car.
Yeah.
And then this is as close to a Z-Tune as I could get.
So he says Z-Tune on a budget.
Yeah, this is a budget Z-Tune right here. This is the Wish Z-Tune. This is the Wish.
All right. The 4-door. Why the 4-door? Like, I know you talked about it earlier, like Gran
Bro.
Turismo.
You already know why.
I mean, you told me over some highballs. More opportunities with wholesome women.
More opportunities. No, you could put the baby seat in the back, you know?
Okay.
Get some groceries.
Put the dogs in it.
Make it look incognito.
Okay.
It's like a regular, I mean, it is a regular grocery getaway.
I mean, I seen that at Stater Brothers in the parking lot. You're just like, what the hell? Camry, Prius, 4-door 34.
we were just shopping, bro. You know,
Oh.
it's a grocery getter.
Yeah. Yeah, no, things super. I've always been a fan. Go to Japan, you're like, I need to get a 4-door.
Yeah.
Okay.
We went to Japan, and honestly, the thing with me was I was talking to a homie, and he was telling me this was like 2019. He was like, yeah, you know, before you used to be able to get R32s, beat it up, drift it. You know, people would just drift it and then they sell it. And I was like, oh, how much was that? And he's like, oh, you can get it for like USD $1,200. And I was like, what? Like, that kind of like, I didn't comprehend,
Yeah.
you know, back then. I was like, no way. Like, people were selling those for like 10, 11K, you know, already landed in US.
But back then too.
Back then.
Yeah.
And so I was like, damn, like I should buy a R34. It's like one of my favorite cars, like when I was younger.
Yeah.
And knowing me, like I know I would drive the hell out of it.
Yeah.
So I wanted to just buy the cheaper one because I know I was gonna swap everything over. But other than that, like when I was looking at that time, these things were going less than $1,000.
No shit, get the fuck out of here.
No, I'm dead serious, dude. What the? I bought this for $800 USD, dude.
What the fuck?
No, it didn't look like this.
No, I got
it
it.
looked like but
Smell like cigarette?
it smells like cigarettes, like mold. Like now, it's the look I actually wanted was full URAS. I always loved the URAS kits,
Yeah.
and especially the GT, how aggressive it looks. But I didn't want it too aggressive because their wide body for GT was way aggressive.
Okay.
Like talking about like 30, 40 mil, like you know, width of like you know, other than stock.
Yeah.
So I wanted it to be subtle. So then the Type R fenders and the rear over fenders kind of complements it. And then I had to chop it because if you look, the Type R actually goes all the way under, but the GT only wraps on like the stock body.
Got it.
Right?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I had
yeah.
to chop that, I had to chop that. So it looks kind of weird a little bit, but it worked.
It
yeah,
flows.
it flows, but this is the exact vision I had when I originally wanted an R34.
Sick.
I didn't. If I had a GTR, I would just leave it, which I know I probably won't be able to afford it, but like afford anything on it. But like the 4-doors, not a lot of people like it. I love it. I love 4-doors. I've always been a huge fan of 4-doors. Like when I was younger, my uncles and my grandpa had like Cressida's 4-doors. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was cool the fact that you didn't have to crawl if you were sitting in the back seat to crawl out through the front door.
Yeah, S-chassis things, you like
S
throw yourself in the back seat.
Yeah. How are you gonna get laid in the back seat of an S chassis, dude? Like, you must be really good if you can do it and make it happen. Take out the.
4-doors, I don't know. Whoever doesn't like this, I get it, but I don't get it because it's like really well put together and like thought out. right? Because you can like throw stuff at a car. You can throw money at a car and it like kind of look like this, right? But like when you plan it out, like a vision that you follow, yeah, like
blueprint that
you follow, like all right,
you like kind of write it down and be like, oh, that looks cool. So you kind of, I have like a list of like parts of like that I wanted for a car.
Yeah.
And then this was down from like the Cressida, 240, and then now this. This, I just went ham because I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
The car's not gonna get here like for another year. So I just started, you know, hit up Mastermind. I'm like, yo, I need this, like a list. And Rajiv was like, what? Are you serious? I was like, yeah, dude, like just invoice me. I need it. And he was like, okay.
Yeah, no, that thing's super sick. And also too, like growing up, like as a fan of drifting, like the Blitz 4-door. Was like always a thing.
Dude, that
like,
was the best livery.
That was, dude, the livery, the way, like, it just everything, and then like him behind the wheel, and like just how aggressive. And then when they came over here for like D1, like years ago, right? Like, and to see that thing in person, it was just like, oh, I've seen this video games.
Yeah.
Right now you see it in person, and then now you see this, and you're like, nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Aesthetically, how you envision.
Yeah.
And so you admire it more. And it's not like just like copy and paste certain things. Like I actually wanted to see like how certain things look. Imagination, like going through my mind, like I wonder what this looks in this car. Like I wonder what certain parts look like. I knew, at first I thought the Type R would fit with the GT kit. And then when I like mounted it up, it was like weird bowed. And I was like, wait, I have to cut that because like the GTR or the Type R side skirts actually wraps around this fender. So it kind of bows out. It's supposed to make it look like a GTR.
Yeah, okay.
But I just like how it's really aggressive lower part of the car and then subtle on the top part. Just like a cherry on top, in my opinion.
Yeah, like it flows though, right? So it's like even cutting it, like for me, like looking at it, like you would think this is part of the kit. Like this, you think how it would come, right?
Yeah.
Like if you didn't know about like cars and stuff, and like it matches like how aggressive the front end is. And like the side skirts and the rear, like everything, like it follows that, and then just that Z-Tune style fender, like, and the way it looks, it just works, right?
Yeah.
Which is like really dope. But it's like you said, it's not cookie cutter. So it's like you tried it, and I feel like that's one thing nowadays, like people are afraid to do, right? It's because like you said, a lot of people are cookie cutter, not to talk, but also, you know who you guys are, like. But it's true. It's like everyone just like gets a car, same kit, same this, and it's like, yeah, sometimes granted it looks good. But then other times it's like, want to be a little different, and you get something like this. We got to show the camera, we got to talk about it, because when you announced it, the internet lost their minds, right? You kind of touched on it earlier, and then the feature came out, and then the rest of the internet saw it, and people were like, so we'll pop the hood right now and kind of talk about it a little bit, and we'll go in a little more depth about it.
Sorry, it's like really dirty.
Yeah, it's all right. You just got back from a drift day, so. Feast your eyes on a KA.
KA.
Talk a little bit more about like why. I know. So you had you bought the chassis, right? You got the other S chassis, and then you just had that motor basically. And you're like, get it next to the 34.
Yeah, so I had the SR. Literally, this car was sitting next to my S14, like a Zenki, and it had this motor in the Zenki. I had the SR just chilling under a bench. We thought it was funny to put an SR, and then me and Adam, the homie, like, what if we just put the KA in the Skyline? I wonder if anyone's done it. I think some guy done it on a single cam, but on a coupe. But I don't think it was turbo, and then he took it out, and I think he put an SR in it. I'm not sure, though. Don't blame me on that one, but yeah, I think this is like the second KA swap on our chassis. And since it's already broken, not broken internet, I want to say, it's already pissed off a lot of people. I decided to chop off the top hats as well, so all the R chassis, A-arms, and everything now is all McPherson. It's all S14. Pretty much front suspension, and the rear is all S14 suspension as well.
It's a 4-door S chassis.
It's a literally 4-door S chassis.
I've been cheated. Hey, wrap this up. Let's go home. And it's like, I know this is gonna piss off some people, and
It's
but
okay,
it's like
it's okay, man.
No, I know not you, because obviously, but like you have a relic of a motor, right?
Yeah,
when you
it's
get
pretty.
it,
It's pretty.
the 20 is
school.
old.
Yeah.
The 20 is old. I remember the 20 when I was like 10 years ago was like, dude, you ride RB20? Like that's a little old.
Everyone's doing like the K swap now, like the Honda K20.
Yeah,
swaps.
yeah. So it's like you go, and I mean you're familiar with Nissan, so you're like, hey, it's kind of in the same family,
It is.
right? So it's just like put it in there. But
It
that's
still fools a lot of people, which I laugh about because when this thing goes to like a show or like FD,
Yeah.
they're scratching their heads. They're like, it's a Nissan motor, but did this motor come with the car? And it's a really funny conversation starter.
like, and you just tell them like, yeah, I came out of a pickup truck, Nissan pickup truck. Shout out to hard bodies.
Hey man, I'm not gonna lie, like these things are really torquey, so
Yeah, I
even
mean,
when underpowered.
I mean, KAT, it was always that. I remember like back in like, this is gonna like age us a little bit, but like the Zilvia days, right? Like going back, I know it was always KAT versus SR guys,
Exactly.
right? And that was like when I had my 14, I was like, dude, am I gonna go SR or am I gonna do KAT? And the KATs weren't really they were like new, fresh. KATs made a lot more torque. And I remember there was like a video on back in like OG YouTube days where there was like a KAT and a SR14, and that KAT just walked them. And like they were like somewhere in like Florida or something, and they went at it, and then the 14 just had more torque.
Opted with this because it's like also when something breaks, I like drive to AutoZone and it works. Like for instance, like one of like the lines kind of, a hard line took a crap and then went to AutoZone. Luckily they had it, and then I was like, oh sick, I'm gonna go pick it up. And this is like me at Thunderhill because like we had like a fat like cut on like the one of the lines.
Yeah.
And then swapped it, drove it, and then next thing you know, alternator fails. Like this was like a different track time, but then swapped the alternator because I just went to AutoZone and they had it. Like these like parts are available in US.
Down the street.
It's down the street.
Hey, I need a part for a 1992 hard-bodied pickup truck. It's automatic. Don't worry, if it's automatic or manual.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's also cool too, right? Like something happens, you have to wait months or weeks for it to come in from J-Land.
Or pay like absurd amount of
of
money
shipping, right? And then you got to and then get stuff lost in translation sometimes. And
it's like, oh, this is the wrong part.
yeah, you're like, damn it. Wheels and tires. We know away the kit, right? It's like iconic. You always wanted it. Like Nobuken, URAS, like it makes sense. Now wheels and tires.
Wheels and tires.
Brakes, because those aren't stuck.
No, I've always loved XT7s ever since they came out. Like, I don't know, 90s, early 90s or something. And when, or early 90s or 2000, I don't remember. But when I saw it on a coupe, I was like, yo, like those wheels are hard because it's like a flat face, but the deep hub. And I feel like these wheels were slept on, in my opinion, because everyone was so into concave. I'm sure there's a lot of other wheels that have, flat face with deep hubs with a little bit of concave. But these wheels always stood out to me, and
that's why he bought every pair in Japan. That's available.
I feel like these wheels were slept on. They're heavy, I'm not gonna lie, but they can actually take a beating. Like with me, dirt dropping everywhere at the track.
Insert dirt drop footage here.
Dude, I'll DB tires, but these wheels don't crack, dude. It's wrapped with Falcon RT 615Ks. I've always loved these tires as well since they came out. I've always been a fan of pairing a wheel and tire and how good they can look. Let's say like when it's parked, like you see a wheel that kind of is flush, and then you look at the tire, you're like, oh damn, this guy like actually knows how to suit up his wheel and tire specs. I did a lot of research, a lot of test fittings, a lot of XT7s. The setup with the angle kit and the knuckles seems to work. I added 20 mil spacer on it, which a lot of you guys don't know. You guys probably thought it was just like the spec. But since it does have like negative 6.5 degree camber, I had to space it out because otherwise it will look like a sinking like boo-boo spec wheels. And we have Willwoods. Willwoods did like, sponsored this part. It was pretty cool that like they fitted. I just told them that it was S14, knuckles, and so it worked out. And they actually had stuff for S14 stuff.
Sick.
But went with the raw color. I wanted the yellow, which I should have gotten yellow. I always loved like yellow brakes.
I mean, that looks cool, but this is like
Now
it works. It
yeah,
flows.
it flows with the rest of the color.
Yeah.
A little subtle blue because I actually like blue a lot. I mean, the previous color of this car was blue, but
Yeah, I liked it when it was blue. It just gave like old school, like
Right.
just like it wasn't Bayside blue, but it was like a nice blue. And the white, you just look at it, you're like Japan.
Yeah.
It makes sense. But then when this got wrapped, I was like, yeah.
yeah, Bridget was actually the one who told me to wrap it silver. And obviously, my favorite all-time car was like the Z-Tune
Yeah.
ER34. And I was like, I have to get a color close to that since I already did like the blue. And it worked out because now I know why Z-Tune did the silver color, because it literally brings out all of the body lines
Yeah.
across the whole car,
Yeah.
which is kind of cool, especially when you see it like in person. You're just like, damn, like this is $1 million car right here. You know what I mean? Like in general, like
Yeah.
just because of like the color, everything, like
Yeah, to see a Z-Tune in like person, you're like,
I just want to.
it just makes sense. Talk to us about the seats on the inside.
So this passenger seat is like pretty special to me, just because a buddy of mine sourced it and then got it, held it, like RIP, you know, because like he's a homie that like kind of just passed away recently. So now I actually want to take it out, but this is the seat. It's an Autobox collab with Brid, and so with their collaboration, it says emotion across, and then it has blue. And I've always loved like small details, like certain things that whenever they do a collaboration
Yeah.
with another company. So I ended up taking out the black seat padding and then putting a blue seat padding, which a lot of people didn't realize. Like,
I thought that looked like it came factory.
yeah,
So
it
hey,
did.
shout out to you.
But the thing with Brid is that you can buy the center seat
Yeah,
cushions
yeah.
and then replace it.
Yeah, but it's just like taking it a little extra step, right? You're
Yeah.
Like, just a little, like to make it.
Just make it look yours.
Yours, exactly. That's exactly what I was gonna say. And that's cool. I mean, that's cool. It has a cool story behind it too. Like that's a dope thing about like, I feel like when you meet certain people, like the right people in like the industry, and like they're into cars, it's like just like amongst homies, right? Like, oh, I'm gonna help you out. Like, oh, I can get it for you. Like even like when I go to Japan, like people are like, hey Zoe, and I'm like, some people hit me up, and I'm like, ah. But then like other people hit me up, and I'm like, I got you. Like one of my homies was looking for some endless thing, and he was like, dude, they only have it in Japan. I can't. My brakes, blah blah blah. And I'm like, dude, it's not nothing to me. I got it here, and just get it. So it's kind of cool when you have like, there's like a story behind it, right? And it's just like good people helping out good people, right? Like everyone kind of coming together, which is really tight. Because that's you said it was an Autobox collab, right? Yeah, I think super sick.
So if any of you guys have another one, let me know. I actually need it. Just one.
He'll trade you a pair of XD7s. XD7s, he has check fan of the rack over there. He's got, that's just some of them. So speaking of like making it yours and like doing like the little touches, this roof, the roof is tight, dude.
I
like,
love it.
It gives me like, I always like when I had my 14, I wanted to do,
Like the pillars.
you know, like the roof where it's just like sectioned. I wanted to put like a Paisley style like lowrider just to the top. And I know I like this. And this is, you're saying,
It's Rohan Izawa Art Design, so they like released their version of like their grinder art roof,
okay.
but in vinyl form. So this whole car is pretty much wrapped. It's not paint, and this was a clear vinyl that they also offer. It's not cheap, but it looks pretty sick in my opinion. And I feel like this was like the subtle touch that I actually wanted. Nothing crazy, something like my touch.
Yeah.
And you know, we live in LA. You gotta have like some lowrider vibes, you know. But
Hey, the homies would approve of this. It's sick, fool. No,
but yeah,
this
this is like a pretty cool design. I was afraid that because they only have a certain size that it wasn't gonna fit. I forgot that this is a Japanese car and their roof standards are a lot different than US spec cars. So it actually worked out. Hopefully we can try and bring more of these in if like people do get interest in it.
Yeah.
I know it's kind of tough to like kind of bring Japanese stuff and then try to like, you know, bring it into the market.
Sometimes price point
Exactly.
is a little different, especially nowadays because everyone, it's like, nowadays it's like, who's up like the low price leader, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, it's the cheapest, but like, dude, this isn't, like, look at this. Like, you get this vinyl compared to like something you get off Amazon. It comes in like different colors and everything too?
It
Like,
comes with different colors. It comes like black chrome, blue
dope.
chrome, red chrome,
Dope.
chrome. and then they have like regular subtle colors, which is like, or regular standard colors, which is blue, red, black.
With the same effect
with
and
the same
everything?
design.
Oh,
but
sick.
since I know, like, I mean, you can get the clear one if you know, obviously have a car.
And just put it over
the wrap.
and it'll give you the same whatever color you have.
Or paint, you know what I
Or
mean?
paint.
Like,
Oh, okay.
So you can actually put this on top of like window trims or little, you know,
Pillars, little things, like
exactly.
little subtle touches. So if anyone needs, just have them reach out to Rodney. Like if you want to do something cool, we'll give you a good price, but it's not going to be the cheapest out there. But hit him up because this is really cool. Like this is a dope little touch.
This is actually this is like one of my favorite pieces of a car.
Yeah, it reminds me of like we talked about it earlier or off camera, was like the Cool Racing, like the 34 that they had.
Yeah.
And like they do, like they actually take the grinder, hit it, and then clear
it.
Yeah, and like it has that. When I saw the roof, I was like, when does we'll do that? Then I remember going to the wrap shop and it's like, oh, it's probably a wrap. And it looks super sick. No, it looks super.
Cause it's like, it feels so nice. Yeah, you roll.
Hey, get the camera in there. See them feel that.
I'm not making love with my car. I'm just enjoying.
It's not that kind of video. Relax, relax. All right, now back of the car. Talk to us about this, because there's like a lot going on. There's not a lot, but there's a lot going on. That's what it looks like.
So the exhaust, this is actually also S14 exhaust from the
four-door.
S14,
It's a
but we just
four-door.
extended it. Non-resonated, obviously, no cats, because, you know, I like the smell of race gas fume, you know, maybe trap myself in the shop, die in race gas. This wing, I think it came off of Evo, not sure, Evo 8 or 9. It's a Voltex Type 5. I had a drag wing before, the
Remember
URAS
that.
drag wing, but I felt like the front was way too busy and the rear wasn't too
Kinda died
aggressive.
off.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
died off. And then so I was like, maybe I should just put like a GT wing. And,
Topping off the rear, URAS with custom bodywork,
right,
but custom fab again.
it does get drifted. And
I mean, you
there's-
drive it, and like I said, insert the footage.
There's some boo-boos that happens when it comes to drifting, and
Let's fix my rear quarter panel damage.
that side got smacked too. Actually, that was my fault on that one. But this one, yeah, we got a little too rowdy, and someone kind of corrected themselves in front, and I had to slam the brakes, and obviously I got sandwiched. Luckily, the front end didn't get smacked.
So, dude, again, Rodney, thank you for taking the time out and
Thanks.
shooting the with us.
I
And
didn't expect. I honestly thought you were my DoorDash.
I got 2 burritos for Rodney.
Just cleaning up the post-track event. But thanks for coming out.
No, dude, I appreciate you like taking the time out, walking us through it. Like I said, I've known you for a little bit and I know it, but other people don't and want to see it. So
Oh yeah, we never really talk about the cars. 'Cause
no,
we
we're
just
always,
hang out.
we just hang out, talk all this,
We just talk about their
you know,
stuff.
life and experiences.
But
And you know, if you know, you know. The car's wrapped, obviously. Anyone out there has a car that wants to get wrapped, either it's like high end, something cool, custom, tuned, it's your baby, show car, whatever it is, track animal, track beast, track weekend warrior, hit them up. We'll plug their info down below or somewhere. If you want to get something wrapped, they do a great job. I'm not just saying that because he's a homie. They do a really great job. Yeah, where can they get a hold of you? Or like, where can they find you?
you can find me on Instagram, rod, like, you know, fishing rod, _knee. Hey man,
Creative.
it works.
It works.
And then 90sforever.exe.
Got it. And then speaking of 90s, if you're in the LA, Orange County, San Diego, or anywhere driving distance, and you want to come out, you guys are doing an event, Cars and Coffee, right?
We're trying to do an event probably like once every month or once like every other month. And if you follow 90sforever.exe, you'll probably find the info there. And then sometimes I'll plug it up on mine as well.
Yeah. And
Like
no.
my stuff is usually just stupid stories about me running out of gas, which is not really out of gas, where people complain, you're gonna mess up the fuel pump, but dude.
And you want to support, and you like they have really cool designs. You can go to 90sforever.net to check them out. They have like hoodies, shirts, hats, a little bit of everything. So you can check them out, and then their releases are always cool. And then finally, parts. Bam, bam, bam. Boom, boom, boom.
Mastermind, baby.
Mastermind North America for all your hardcore parts. Let us know. Tap in with either me or hit a Mastermind or Rodney, and we can get you set up. So with that, thank you. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever those YouTube guys say.
Right here, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, peace. We'll see you on the next one. Later, guys.
Very cool.